Hi all, doing good? Here I'm so happy I found the secret button that would erase all erased files from the cell phone, so I think I got plenty of space. Very happy for that. God, they don't make these tools intuitive anymore, do they? But in any case, I'm out here. I guess it's the 3rd of September, maybe 4th of 2025. Should say maybe the last of the summer reports, because it will just be a report with a little forecast on what's to come. I could go on a really long time to say all the things that I got right back in April. But you can find that video if you scroll on my profile, and you can see what I kind of forecasted back then based on direct observation of the Milky Way and where the planets are. Turns out cars and farting cows don't really they don't really come into the mix when we're talking about weather, except in the heads of politicians. And come to think of it, here in Norway it's election year. 2 or 3 things you cannot get any politicians to mention even sideways is bovaer. It's CRISPR technology and nano gunk in our food supply. We got man-made climate change. It's so much. It's just garbage, and we're paying money for it. And I don't know. Do they not know? Are they so deep into their political thing that they don't care about reality? It's a mystery, and I will not waste any more time on talking about politics here now. But God, you don't really want to talk about the elephant in the room for any price, and you want people to trust you. What? Enough said. The weather. Last night, yesterday, whole day was it was raining. If I had room on the phone then, I would have loved to go and record it. Because that would be a very wet forecast. I'm just following this route, see where it leads me. So what I forecasted in April is that we probably have a couple of weeks after this very clear weather we had in August, we'd get a flush. Does it continue? And that's where we are now. My estimate is that it will continue to be this kind of overcast type of rain. I don't think for a full week more, not all, but it will start to blow up. It will be more windy. If I could have crossed this brook, but I guess this is some other time. It's nice out exploring when you can. All right. Blah blah blah. So the weather is such that I think we're not out of the rainy, and we are going to get into some very, I think, heavy weather coming in from around the 12th of September. That will be a little over a week from today. As then we are starting to stationing direct with Saturn. I notify you, I get the book Principia Meteorologia, The Physics of Sun Earth Weather by Professor James McCanney. I'll probably link it here in the description below. So I don't waste too much time explaining over and over. But when our planet and other planets in the solar system, sometimes we catch up with one another, and then one of us, we get a heavy connection with the sun, because that's also figuring out in there. And I guess it's an electrical connection, if I trust the professor, which I do, honestly. So those are times when we get more weather, typically. Sometimes very extreme weather, as we will have later this winter. But the winter forecast also, I have a lot of things ready. The one thing I can say right now is that there will be a whole lot of snow. A whole lot of snow. If you are in the business, because there's going to be, I think there's going to be infrastructure breakdown here and there. Maybe in many places, outages because of all the snow. And you better have extra crews ready for this season if you are in the snow cleaning business. Also, if you are like a younger one, which I once was, this is gonna be a great winter for making an honest buck shoveling snow, either of old people's homes or cabins or what have you. So that's a money tip. You might want to do some research on. You need to get a shovel. You need to wax it so it doesn't, the snow doesn't start to stick, and have a good enough health that you are able to shovel it for hours on end. And when you do better, you can buy bigger and better equipment that eases your load, and you're making more money with less effort. Right? That's a good tip, I think. Let's fly. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We were talking about Saturn, and it's not only Saturn, you see, it's one of those complicated connections we had earlier in the summer, where when we had all those dotted storms everywhere. It might be kind of like that. Of course, there's going to be some rain here and there. No doubt where it is, it's going to be severe. But by and large, the thing to watch out there for is the wind. It's going to be very windy. If you're out on the sea, waves are going to be choppy. You can expect that the high water gets higher. Wind bands will push the sea towards land, and big surfs and, did I say chops? Stuff like that. Rip currents. I think those are very, it's fair to say that we can expect that in around 10 days time. What I've written here is that on the 9th and 19th we are going direct with Saturn, and there's so much more happening there. It's the same, whether it impacts the weather, I think it does, in subtle ways. I just have to follow her because I was wet and I'm only wearing trainers. Oh, that was stupid of me. Fashion tips for the winter. Turtlenecks, Whoa. Pretty good. Pretty good. High boots, moon boots, things that you can get around in the snow with, and things that will keep you warm will be high fashion for this winter. Layering your clothes is a good thing. Sometimes I can have up to 5 or 6 layers on me when it's really cold, and you kind of shed the layers as you work and get warmer. You don't want to sweat when it's cold. Wow, I get into the winter all the time, but I'm here just to talk a little bit about the weather that's coming up. But I do it for good reason. I want you to get the early heads up on this. Get yourself plenty of firewood or what you need. Electricity. Yeah, we had some rain. But also, as I forecasted, there's not gonna be so much rain coming down that I think will be, net surplus. And I still don't think that. I still think that is the case. So, as we're getting into high winter, expect electricity prices to soar through the roof. If not, the politicians grow a conscience. To be honest, lov om pristiltak is a Norwegian. There's a very clear law that states we have remedies against corrupt and money-hungry power companies. I'm getting into politics all the time. So, I got back into the winter. You need to know this is going to be one of the winters for the history books. And the full report, as I say, I have a lot of details ready already. I could tell you, but I won't. I've seen other forecasters also been, normal forecasters even say that this is going to be one of those winters that we're really going to feel it. Mind you, they are not able to, if they understood these things I'm talking about, they would make better forecasts. Because then you also know which times you can really expect the weather to kick up. This is my heads up here. So, because 12th from there, expect the winds and weather just to pick up. The 19th, Saturn is direct, and we're getting into eclipse season there. I believe the solstice is on the 21st. I did not write it a partial eclipse. And there's also a lunar eclipse, which I think maybe is right around the same time. And a new moon passing on the 23rd. Mind you, also on the 22nd, which is when I think there is the lunar eclipse. You can check this out yourself. Neptune is also stationing direct with us, which means both Saturn and Neptune are agitating our weather. And on the 23rd, there's a new moon passing. Luckily, by then the planets should have been moving a little bit out of the way. Otherwise, we would have gotten a full connection, which would have really been felt. As it is, I think there's going to be a lot of turbulence due to these circumstances, and I don't think any of the commercial weather reports are aware of that yet. So just to demonstrate a little bit how this method works as a reliable pointer to forecasting weather. Yeah. So yeah, from around solstice, days before and after, lots of weather. And then, as we surf out of September, here is, it's so hard to forecast temperature that I've said many times. Though I did mention back in April, there's a slight chance we might have a little Indian summer towards the end of September, or words to that effect. So after this storm, conditions are ripe for it and will remain so, though it likely will be getting very much cooler. You will start to see, at least there locally, and I don't know where you are, but if you are from around the middle of October, I would say you should start to feel winter coming in, and you should have all your most pertinent, crucial outdoor work done by the middle of November. But I'll get back to that when I make the real winter forecast. But this is what you need to know, pal, today. And also what I would like you to know is, if you are a farmer or you are older person, or you need, put all your hay bales or wood and thing, what have you, close to the door. You don't want to go out on a big adventure in the snow this winter on unless you have skis or proper equipment. And you don't want to transport things through the snow because it's going to be so much of it, right? Also, I like to say that what does the rowan say? The rowan tree. It only carries its burden once a season. So that means when there's a rowan berry year, we can expect little snow, as was the case last season. I've never seen the rowans so loaded down. And true enough, that we didn't get a lot of snow. In fact, it got cleaned out by the middle of March last year, which it's not going to be the case next year. It's going to be a wild winter. Oh, it's so wet around here. Where do I go? I'm just going to run through it. There's some. Yeah. So yeah, get your hip boots for the winter. I'm going to town and I'm so wet on my feet. I don't care. Some places where the rowan has been, I've seen a few places where there are berries on the tree. Maybe you also see that. Take note of those trees. Maybe those are places where there's going to be less snow than other places. I would like to hear some observations around that when we come back into spring, if you notice. Also, another thing to remember is that there are animals out in the forest and up on high, deers and moose, reindeer, what have you. I think if you have a little heart and are a farmer or otherwise care about animals, it would be very, very nice if you have a place you can get to and put some hay bales out there for the animals to feed on during the winter. Because it's gonna be that kind of winter. It's gonna be a tough winter. So, well, I got most of it down here. I see one thing more. It's not related to Earth weather. I'll definitely leave you a link to this in the description. To Makani's science show of 29th of July this year, where he talks about comet 3P Atlas, which is whizzing by Mars on the 2nd of October, and we'll have a very nice view to it because it's going to be over there, so we can see it from the side. And it's going to be very close to Mars, and at the same time also the trajectory is like where we are with Saturn and Uranus. There's going to be 2 planets in the mix in addition to the comet and Mars. So we have super good cameras. We could try to see if Mars goes comet as a consequence, or we could see if there suddenly kicked up some storms on Mars, which is highly likely. And you could probably see extra strong auroras on Mars at the same time. So do check out that show there. I think you will like it. And there's so much misunderstandings about how the universe works, really, that digging into that's good winter snack. Endless hours of James Makani Science Hour at the Crossroads, and just dig in. If you have a power outage, you have a good library of his shows. You dig in. So yeah, I think we got the most crucial stuff covered here for the next autumn season, and I'll get back with a full detailed weather report winter 25-26 coming up, I guess in a month's time or something, if not before. Okay, ciao.